Hello, my name is Dave Deasy. I'm the Vice President of Marketing for Trustee. Welcome to our seminar today on how to build a comprehensive privacy management strategy for your business. The way we've set up this seminar is it's going to be broken into chapters, so you'll have the opportunity to view the entire seminar in its entirety, or you'll have the opportunity to view individual chapters based on your time or the particular topics that you're interested in. Before we get into the actual content of the seminar, I wanted to give you a brief overview of Trustee. Trustee, as many of you know, is the leader in privacy management solutions. We've actually been focused on the privacy management business now for 14 years. We've been a leader in both working with regulatory bodies in order to put leading-edge self-regulatory programs in place, as well as we've been a big developer of technology in order to power privacy management, and also a big provider of both education and tools in order to help consumers be able to manage their privacy requirements. So as a leader in the privacy management space, we actually offer solutions that cover all of your online channels, everything from your web channels to your mobile channels, cloud channels, and also your behavioral advertising and your online advertising channels. And we can do this on a global basis, working with both big companies and small companies. And so the content that you're going to see and hear about today in this seminar is based on the experience we have working with literally thousands of companies across the world. So let's go ahead and start getting into our content today. Data has become one of the hottest topics in business today. And not only for businesses who want to use data in order to power their online marketing programs, but also for consumers. And as you can see by this Time magazine cover from last year, data is becoming a super hot topic for consumers as well. And so a lot of what we're going to talk about in this seminar is how as a business you can use data in order to run your business better, but at the same time the things that you need to be concerned about from a customer perspective in order to make sure that your customers feel comfortable with how you're handling their data. So data is important to businesses obviously because it powers all of your online channels. And as you can see here, we've listed a few examples of some of the more common types of data that businesses collect, as well as some of the most common types of online uses of that data. Now, from a customer perspective, in some cases, it makes a lot of sense and it's very understandable the data that you're collecting. So an e-commerce company collecting your name and your shipping address is obviously something customers understand. But there's other cases where data that you're collecting doesn't make as much sense to consumers or customers. And in those cases, sometimes you might actually cause some mistrust. A good example would be, let's say you had a mobile app where it was a flashlight app and you were trying to collect geolocation information from the user of that app. That's the kind of thing that doesn't necessarily make sense to the user, and so by collecting information that doesn't actually show direct value to the customer can actually cause a trust gap, and in some cases could lead to a consumer or a customer not being as willing to use your application. And in one of our later chapters in this seminar, we're actually going to talk more specifically about some of the mobile challenges that you need to work on. So in addition to the fact that data powers all of your online channels, you need to also recognize the fact that your data management practices can make or break your business. Sound data management practices can actually lead to very efficient marketing programs, and at the same time, if you do that in a very transparent manner, can actually lead to you creating trusted channels which your customers are going to be very open and willing to engage with your business. The flip side of that is having bad data management practices, and many times can either lead to issues that are either regulatory in nature or simply creating trust issues with your customers, leading to reduced engagement. And again, in some of the chapters further on in the seminar, we're going to give you some more specific examples of ways that you can actually put good data management practices in place. Now, in addition to these couple of examples that I showed here, keep in mind that these were only two examples, and the reality is there's a significant increase in the number of privacy breakdowns that have been happening over the last 12 to 18 months. And so here's a sampling of examples across a wide range of industries and for a wide range of reasons that companies are either getting called out in FTC cases or getting highlighted in the media as having bad privacy management practices. And so even if you don't see your company or your industry showing up on this list today, chances are with the increased activities that are going on out there that your industry is going to be called out in the not too distant future. And so as you think about all these privacy breakdowns, the obvious question is what's leading to all these breakdowns, and why is this starting to become an increasing challenge for businesses? Part of it's due to the fact that there's a significant increase in the amount of data that businesses are collecting that we alluded to before. Part of it's due to the significant increase in the number of challenges that are out there in terms of getting a comprehensive and a good privacy management program in place. We have summarized these into three major categories. One is a compliance category, and we're going to talk about most of these topics later in the seminar. Some of these are specific to trust in terms of whether or not your customers trust your data management practices. And the third big category relates to technology. Along with the increased data collection and all the increased use of the online channels that you have as a business, what comes along with that are also a lot of technology challenges with respect to managing the privacy data. And so we're going to also touch on a couple of the major technology challenges and some ways that you're going to be able to manage that better in the seminar. So that concludes my introduction. I hope that you can join us for some of the follow-on chapters. Thank you.